Hello everybody, this is Greg29407 back with another edition of Shroud of the Avatar. Well, we are standing outside the South Boundless Forest today. We're in the northern part of the map. Lake Kobolds is right over here, and Central Brittany is over in this direction. And this is the end of the world right up here. So this is a brand new redone map. It's a Tier 3 adventure level, and they've just uncloned it and redone it. And what happened was, I knew they had done some kind of thing in here. I wasn't sure what it was. So I decided to spend some time on a beautiful weekend afternoon to just explore this map and see what's going on. And I found there were some pretty cool things in here. We're going to go ahead and enter in right now. They've actually have one large puzzle in this map. And your prize for solving the puzzle is you get a Blessing of the Tamer. And Blessing of the Tamer gives plus 10 to taming powers. So if you have a character that's using taming as one of your powers, is a really good puzzle to do. And what happens is you get that plus 10 for 3 full days, 72 hours. So if you're a tamer, this is a great place to go. You're probably going to go in here on a fairly often basis to do this map, to do this puzzle over and over again. If you're not a tamer, as Killdozer is not, you may want to come in here once to do it and get a little bit of side treasure, and just for completionist's sake. That always works for me. But either way, this is just the map for that. And I found this kind of intriguing. It's very much designed like a Big Sur in California with all these large trees and things. And let's pull up the map here. And yes, they do have a map on this, even though it's a brand new map, redone map. It's very very helpful too, because this is a kind of a detailed one. So here we are. We came in at the top of the map, and this is what the map looks like. And as you can see, what I did was, when I first start off a map like this, I just started going counterclockwise. I just wandered all through here, looking around for stuff, and I came upon several of these statues, animal statues in here, and I said, oh, that's kind of interesting. There's one over here, there's one down here, and then I found all these little tunnels down here, as you can, where I'm pointing at. And there's a lake over here with a granite statue and all sorts of things. And that's where I found the puzzle that we're going to get to. Now, you wouldn't start down here directly, but I'm going to take you down there through the magic of the internet and show you what we're trying to do and trying to figure out how the puzzle was. Because I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what this puzzle is telling me. And I finally got it. So I'm going to take you down there first, show you what the puzzle is, how we solve it, and then I'll take you around and show you where the 4 statues are that we need to find to make them conform to the puzzle. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back. We're about ready to enter the caves. We're down here at the bottom of the map here. Let me show you. So what happened was I ran all the way down here and down through this thing. And as you can see, we're about ready to go in this cave here. And this is where these rooms are. Now this map is accurate, but it's a little bit off. As you can see, we're actually on the road, but it shows us being off the road. And it's going to be a little bit harder to tell when we get in these little rooms here. So it's not quite right, but it's better than most. So let's go on in here. And there's not a whole lot of enemies on this map. Now, of course, again, we are overpowered for this. This is a Tier 3, and we're really definitely ready for Tier 5s. But there aren't a whole lot of enemies in here anyway. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe they're going to do some more missions in here. It's a large map, so maybe they'll add some more things to do at a later date. But yes, and also it's called South Boundless Forest, but there's not a whole lot of trees that you can harvest in here. There's some, but there are better maps, like White Guard Foothills is a better map for harvesting trees, I think, just from the per minute basis. There is some good ore in here that you can harvest, though, in this cave. Little nooks and crannies and things. So we're about ready to go in this first room here. The map's a little bit off. And we've got some skeletons in here. I'll go ahead and take their stuff. Now, here in the middle is the key to the entire puzzle. You notice that there are these 4 things on the floor around this fire. There's this symbol, and there's these hand symbols, all in different directions. Now, if we look over here on the wall, we see some ancient cave paintings of, here's an animal, look like a wolf, with a hand facing over there. Okay, it looks like it's facing away from the wolf with a jazz hand. And then there's a tunnel going that way. Or is that the tunnel we just came in? Oh, that's the tunnel we just came in, sorry. I mean, that's the tunnel we came in. I don't remember. Anyway, no, that was the other one. Here's another cave painting. This is a boar, and the hand is painting in the other direction. But again, it's behind him, so I was a little curious as to what this all meant. There's a ladder going up. We're going to do that a little bit later. If we go through this entrance going downward again, this is a different entrance from the one we came in. You can't really get lost here because there's only one way of going in here. That goes just around in the same thing. And we're going to go into this other room down here. Boom. And we have some more skeletons. And again, I guess that if you're tier 3, this will be a little bit more of a tough room to handle. So you may not want to, when you kill these guys, you may not want to collect their booty right away so that you'll still stay dead for a little bit longer period. I'm not going to worry about that here. So what we have down here is, here's a picture of a bear with a hand facing down. And that really confused me for quite a while. Now this is the secret door entrance to our treasure room that we need to solve for. So this is going to open up when we figure out this puzzle correctly. Another skeleton. Oh yeah, and another one. So yeah, you could probably get overrun in here if you're lower level. Now, here at this point, it's just more like fighting mosquitoes. And here's the final one. It's a deer with that symbol over top of it. And that confused me a little bit as well. And there's another exit out of this room. By going down here. We don't want to do that yet. We're going to do that a little bit later. Let's go back the way we came to that first room with the symbols on it. And the way we can get up there, oh geez. Near the bear, we can climb this vine. Okay. So this puzzle really had me confused. And I tried a bunch of different things, and I had a bunch of different theories. So this thing is obviously like the sunshine, the sun. I said, well, maybe this is north, but the sun is generally like south or east. So maybe it's not north. I said, well, maybe it's east, and that is the answer. It's east. So the sun rises in the east, even in Novia. So that's east. So that means that this would be north. And that's west, and then that's south. So I said, well, okay, well, let's turn this way. And so fingers up means north, but we don't have a fingers up. We have fingers going to the right, fingers going to the left, and fingers going down. We don't have fingers going up. So that tells me right away that that's not an answer. So maybe we need to, in school they always taught us top of the page is north. But maybe in Novia we need to say top of the page in this case is east. If that's the case, then if we zoom out here, well, I can't really zoom out, then fingers pointing to the left means north, fingers pointing to the right means south, and fingers pointing down means west. North, south, east, and west. And that is actually the answer that we have. So that tells us that the wolf picture with the fingers facing over to the right means that we need to make the wolf statue when we find it pointing to the south. So the wolf needs to go to the south. And the other one in here, which is the boar, the fingers are pointing to the west, are pointing to the left, so that means north. So the boar needs to face north. And we won't go down below, but the deer had the sun over it, so the deer needs to face east. And the bear, with the fingers pointing down, needs to face west. So that's what we need to do. Now, all we need to do then is figure out where all these statues are, right? Well, I'm going to show you where they are. So we're in here. All we want to do is we want to go upstairs to this little thing in here. And there's a lot of things you can explore in this map. There's a bandit camp. They're living in the tree houses, and there's all sorts of stuff. We're going to skip most of that. We're just going to go straight to where everything is going to be so we can spin everything around when we need it. So we're in this room, and we have that ladder in here, right? Where's that ladder at? Here's the ladder. We're going to go up here. And we've got some of these goofy traps in here with the flames and all the other stuff. Which even when you know they're there, you still trigger a lot of them. I don't understand why that is. So here's a trap right there. I know I don't want to touch that. And yet I still caught myself on fire. I don't know how that happens. Stop setting yourself on fire. Okay, so we've come outside, and we're in this little area right here. And it's like a little glade, and we're up above here. And as you can see, there's all these tree houses up here, and these ramps. And if you go to the very top, there's a small treasure chest at the very top up here, and it gives you some small little trinkets. It's the usual treasure chest of not very much. So we're not going to go up there. There are some of these bandits, but to be honest with you, when I did this on Tiffany, I think I've ran into 4 bandits in this area. That was it. They got a lot of tree houses up here too. So here's the deer, the statue of the deer, and he needs to face east. Well, right now, he is facing... Oh, he's facing east. So he's facing the right way. Congratulations. We're one down, ready to go. Now, right over there is more of the bandits' hideout, and that's pretty cool looking. All the different tree houses. We're not going to go over there. You can go over there and it'll attach everything. Let's go back in here. And we're going to go down, all the way down through the tunnels again because I think it's the faster way. Again, since this is a repeatable mission, you're going to, and if you're a tamer, you're going to do this every 3 days. So you'll find a really fast way of doing this, I'm sure, and you'll zip through this in no time flat. I set myself on fire again. I don't know how that... I call a foul on that. I did that on purpose that time, but I call foul on this. You can't set off every trap every time. Come on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go all the way down to the bottom. Down to this room where we had that bear. Picture of the bear. There he is. Don't want to fight these jokers. There's the trap door we're going to open up. And let's get out of here. We're going to go deeper down. But we're not going underground. We're going to come out in this beautiful little glade. And we're actually swimming here. You don't see the water, though. It's kind of... I don't think they did the water quite right. But we have this big statue of Grannis. Hello, Grannis. And I thought maybe this was some part of the puzzle, too, but it's really not. Now, the other good thing about this is as we find this stuff, it puts the actual statue on our compass and on our map. So notice that we now have the stag totem and the granite statue here. So as we find this stuff, it's going to put it on our map. So and it should stay there when we come back 3 days from now if we want to do that again. So let's exit out through this little area over here. The stag statue is right up on top of that hill right there. If we wanted to, we could climb down this hill or jump down that hill to get out of here. But I decided to take you on the scenic route so you could see how everything's connected. When you're on a brand new map, sometimes it gets a little confusing as to where everything's at. Oh, finally got a few more bad guys to fight. I want to keep my my front to the enemies as much as possible. Now, we're way down here, and this is where the entrance was originally. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up this way. We're going to find the wolf. We're going to find the bear. We're going to come back down around here. Going to get the boar. Come in here, open the treasure, and we'll be through. So that's where they're at. That's kind of the gimmick. Right in here is the wolf. Right up here next to a burned out village is the bear. Down here past all the kobolds and their kind of silly looking machinery. All the way down to that corner right here is the boar. And then you can come right back into the puzzle thing. The cavern. So that's what we're going to do. I do like the giant trees they've gotten here. They kind of depend a little bit too much on all these rocks and stuff though, I think. Every part of Novia doesn't have to have these jagged cliffs and everything. You know, every time you go into a map, you would think that if you're in the jungle or if you're in a beautiful forest, you wouldn't have that much rocks and stone and stuff like that in the way. You'd have more meadows and grasslands and things like that. But what do I know? I know it's very convenient to have those rocks there to kind of block the sides of the map, so you don't run off the edge and, you know, exit out. But at the same time, it's like, man, I don't know how anyone could ever be a farmer in this town or in this world. Everything's too rocky. So we're headed to the main road, and see these heads right here? They shoot poison at you. Watch this. See that? It's like, you know, all you do is like knock it off the thing there. It's like when you're going to the mall and you're trying to cut through the department store to get to the food court, and those guys are spritzing you in the face with the perfume and stuff. That's exactly what these stupid stag heads are doing. Here's another one. There's a bunch of them in here. They don't do a lot of damage, but it's more of an irritant than anything else. Okay, so that was kind of an intersection. So you can see, so we're going to be starting to look in these woods right over here. In this general area over here. And what we're looking for is the wolf. And what you're looking for, like a little open area, a little glade, where someone would have, for some reason, built a statue of a wolf. And here it is right here. There he is. And the wolf, I had to write it down, is supposed to face south. Okay, so we're going to spin him around. You're wanting to face that way eventually. So spin him 3 times. And now he's facing south. Okay. Go back down here onto the road. Oh, you know, I should have done this on a private setting in case some other player comes around here and starts monkeying around with our stuff. I didn't think about that. Oops. Hopefully that won't happen. We'll see. We'll have to go fast. I don't want somebody to come in here. Oh, what happens if I spin this thing around? No, these heads. Okay, we're going to take this little road. Again, the entrance that we came in is right up here. We're going to take this little side road, and we're going to find a burned out village. And right past that burned out village, we're going to find the statue of the bear. A bunch of timber wolves. We can avoid them if we can. They're not hard to fight at this level. It's just that you don't need to watch me fight every creature in the game, especially at this level. So here's the burned out homestead. So this gets marked on our map. You can see like there's a little dot there now. So that helps out in terms of getting oriented with where everything's at. As we go through here, I'm going to avoid that bear. I was hoping to get some pristine brown bear heads for my basement, but I killed a bunch of these guys today. I didn't get a single one of them. And here is the bear head, right next to another bear. All right. I have been actually playing around with a taming character. One of my accounts I have was a founder account. So when the game went live, I got 2 extra character slots on that account. So one of them I haven't done anything with. The other one I started playing around with as Tamer, which I haven't done before, and I've actually kind of enjoyed it. Let's see, the bear needs to face west. Okay, so he is facing east now. Spin him around twice. So yes, I've been playing around with this taming thing, and what I did was I found this thing online in the forums, written by, let me see, I printed it up. It's Duke Gregor, and this guy wrote a fantastic how-to thing for taming, and he goes into great detail about what all the powers are and how you should use them and what you should do and which ones not to bother with too much, and it's been really, really helpful. So I've been playing with this taming character for a while. He's very low level. He's like adventure level 46, but he's still pretty fun right now. I'm having a good time. And I did find someone that was selling a summoning whistle with a large grizzly bear for like 1,200 gold. I went, oh, I guess I'll buy that and see if it's any good. And man, that thing is like super powerful at my level. It's like great. All right, so let's see. We have now done 2 of these. We got 2 more. No, we've done 3 of them. We got 1 more. We got to do the boar. So I'm going to come on down over through here, and the boar is down right here. Now we're also going to see some questionable stuff. You can go ahead and investigate all this kind of thing. There are a bunch of kobolds, and we're going to see some things in here that seem to me to be a little bit out of place. But let's go through it, and you'll see. And I see one of the things right now. See straight ahead, you see that gigantic. I thought it was a car. I thought it was like Knight Rider type car or something. Look at that thing. Look at that sucker. I don't know if you ever played Age of Empires way back in the day, like mid to late 90s. I used to play Age of Empires. It's a great game. And but there is a cheat in that game that I used to use all the time. So I'd like play the Phoenicians because they were my favorites. But if I was in a map that got like extra hard, I said, oh man, I'm getting killed here. What I would do is I would go ahead and type in this cheat code. And what it would do is it would give you like this sports car, this black sports car, and the engine was running. And what you would do is you would just take this sports car and it would just run over all of your enemies. And it was automatic kill. It was indestructible. And it would automatically kill everybody it would run over. And you'd get in this thing and you just like race over and you would wipe out all your enemies. And then you just come in and take over. So now why this thing is in this game, I don't know. But the kobolds apparently can make these giant vehicles that can cut down these giant trees. And they're lumberjacks, I guess. But that's ridiculous, right? I mean, this is some medieval game, and yet they got some vehicle. I don't know. And the developer said, no, it's not steampunk. It's not steampunk. It's just they just have high degree of technology. It's like, so they have internal combustion engines then, Okay, so where are the oil wells? Do they have oil wells in this game? I've never seen them. I mean, how are they building their engines? Do they have manufacturing plants? Do they have refineries? I've never seen that either. It just seems very out of place. I don't care for that. Also, it seems like, you know, the game's big deal is that we're supposed to be playing ourselves. Like, this is supposed to be me personally. I was sucked into my computer into this world, which I think is silly, but that's what the developers want us to think, that we're playing ourselves. Well, if I was actually got sucked into this stupid game and I'm living in this medieval world and I see that there's a vehicle like that, I'm going to tell all the humans saying, hey guys, I know all sorts of stuff about vehicles like that, and let's build a tank. Let's steal one of these things and take some of that iron that we were always mining and all that tin and the nickel, and let's make a stinking Sherman tank and run over all of our enemies and take over the planet. I mean, I'm an avatar from Earth, right? Why not? Here's another one of these giant things. You know, it just seems silly to me. So, I mean, I don't play as myself, but if I was, then I think it's pretty clear what I would be doing. I would not be running around with a sword and shield. I'd say, well, let's make some machine guns and some tanks and maybe some airplanes and just wipe out all these enemies who are causing us trouble. Those undead, they're gone. You know, the kobolds, they're gone. The elves are gone. We can wipe them all out. It's kind of stupid. So I'm not sure how they're manufacturing these things, how they're creating look at the engine on that thing. Look at that. There's an 8-cylinder. You know, what is this? Is it like arc technology from Iron Man? I don't know. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, they have all this stuff they can do. Okay. And yet this guy's attacking me with like a hand axe. This guy is like the guy who drives that vehicle and cuts down these trees and moves them around, and yet he's attacking me with a hand axe. Okay, yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's get back to the thing. So we're headed down the road here, and we're going to go down to this little turn in the road, and we're going to find this boar statue. Now again, you can experiment on some different things. Oh, in this camp we were just in, there are some, this is where we found that vehicle, there's some tunnels over here you can go in, and there's an entrance into Cruel or Crawl, I can't remember which. I accidentally went into it earlier. There's a doorway, just go right in and it'll take you right to that map. That's one of those underground layers, high level. So this is another entrance into that particular map. It's right up there in this area. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is where we saw those railroad tracks, and that vehicle was sitting here. Right in here, this is the entrance to that Cruel or Crawl, whatever it is. And there's a bad guy, and there's some electrical things that you got to zip around here and that kind of thing. It wasn't too much, to be honest with you. Okay. Let's continue down the road a little bit more. As you can see, there's some enemies over there in that kobold town, but not a whole lot of stuff going on in here. I thought it'd be a lot more wild animals. I thought it'd be a lot more bandits, or maybe those Even Dawn or something, but yeah, not so much. I like this little thing. This is kind of cool. Now again, we're not actually here. We're actually right here. So we're at the little crook, at the little elbow of the road. So we're going to go over here and look, there's the boar. And the boar needs to face north. He's facing west now, so we got to spin him once. Now he's facing north. All right, let's get back to those underground tunnels. And again, we're pretty close because here's the entrance that we started in when we came in. Oh, there's another one of these stupid things. So we'll head back into the tunnel the same way we went in the first time. And we'll see if that secret door is now open. And it should be, unless someone has come in here and joined us and changed it. Let's see if anyone else is in here. No. Good. So we go back into our entrance. Turn on our little magic lantern. And again, this is that first room. We need to go down to the other room. This is where the map overlay is. It's right there. Here's the way up, and here's the way down. And this is the one with all the pain in the neck skeletons. But the secret door is right here. Remember that was where the entrance was? A little ground pound on these guys. I'm not sure why that guy fell down. I really wasn't doing too much to him. He was staying behind me. All of a sudden he just kind of dropped. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on. Okay, so here we go into this little secret area. And there's a chest. And we get the usual stuff of, you know, handful of different things. We'll take that. But we're seeing in this little purple ooze. And what you see here is this thing right here. It says Blessing of the Tamer, plus 10 tame level bonus. 2 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 39 seconds more to go. So let's look on here. Again, I'm not a tamer on this character. But tame level is right here. Combat training. This makes the tamed animal more powerful. So it gives you more hit points. So there's a plus 10. I'll certainly take it on mine. I don't know. You can come in here and redo this mission every 3 days if you're that open to it. And then of course we can exit out of here pretty easily. We'll exit that lake again. Just run through here. And it's only one way through here, so you can't really get lost. Or that little lake with the Colossus thing. And of course you can just use your teleport scroll or recall scroll at that point too. So that's it. That is the South Boundless Forest. Again, this is one of those maps that I just said, oh, I know that they redid it, and I saw that they actually have a new map because I got tired of going through those old maps and not knowing where I was going. So I said, I'm just going to go in here and just look around. I had no idea that there was a Blessing of the Tamer. I didn't know if there were puzzles or what. I just started wandering around. And I guess I killed about like 2 hours or so on Tiffany. But it was a pleasant time. Wandering through the woods, looking for stuff. I said, oh, what is this? What does this do? You know. Anyway, I hope that solves some questions for you. Give it a try. And if you have any questions, you can send them on this particular video. But until next time, this is Greg29407 along with Killdozer saying au revoir, and we will see you next time.